And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guest. She's a comedian who has come to the conclusion after watching The Greatest Night in Pop several hundred times that it is we, in fact, who are the world. It's Lizzy Cooperman. And she's a comedian, actress, and lead singer of Tobey Maguire's favorite Rage Against the Machine cover band. It's Jackie Johnson. Tone Zone is here to discuss his new memoir, Confessions of a Giga Chad. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison will make good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little Alexia crispy onion rings. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate, which is a nod to one of the guests, was sent in on Patreon by Heather Sokol. And yes, I am on Patreon. You can get episodes of The Friend Zone. That is my Patreon only podcast. You can get updates on all sorts of stuff. You can see photos. You can submit carbohydrates, etc. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. And if you subscribe for a year, no, let me rephrase. It's as if I've said this. I'm saying this for the first time, even though I say it every goddamn week. If you do an annual subscription, you get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
I would like to say hello to my guests. I am delighted to see them. Jackie Johnson, hello.
Alexia Onion Rings for life.
I need to circle back to that. In the same way that we put a pin in one of the guests flossing earlier, we need to put a pin in these onion rings. I need to find out the story with them. Lizzy Cooperman, hi.
Oh, it's nothing short of an honor.
So happy to see you and catch up with you. Tony, hello.
Oh, you're calling on me already?
No, I once again,
I can't believe it.
I looked at Daniel and I said, Tony, why is this happening?
Does that happen around the house as well?
Yeah.
Honestly, no. It only happens when I record. And usually I blame it on like, oh, my neck doesn't turn left. But this time we're on Zoom, so I don't know what happened. Anyway, Daniel, hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
No applause, Tony.
There we go. Hey, look, I got a lot more stuff on my screen because it's Zoom. So.
And now, as expected, hi, Tony.
Hi.
Never contact me again, you big twat.
Wow.
When did I say that?
Wow.
Who knows?
I'm a damn nightmare.
Who was the big twat? God, I want to know.
I have no idea. I've been on the show so many times. I've said so many crazy things.
I love it.
I love it. What am I going to say today? I don't know.
No one knows. That's why everyone has to tune in to find out. Okay, so just the elephant in the room is my voice and my COVID. That's why we're meeting on Zoom. We were going to meet in person, and Jackie even said she was so looking forward to coming to Burbank, which I want to believe is true, but also what a nice thing to say when someone says, hey, we have to do it on Zoom. Oh, man, I was so looking forward to driving across town.
It's because I wanted to go to Walmart. I've been seeing some items on TikTok that I really wanted to buy, and there's only one Walmart in all of Los Angeles, and it happens to be in Burbank.
I have been to that Walmart.
Wow. What items, Jackie?
Yeah, what items?
Some press-on nails, a little skincare, just some items that I don't get over here in my neck of the woods.
I didn't know that Walmart has good skincare.
Oh, did you know that you can custom make cakes at your Walmart?
Yes, that I did know.
But yeah, I've seen those TikToks too, and I'm like, I'm going to drive to Burbank and get me a cake.
Wait, are they supposed to be good? Because when we were shopping around for a birthday cake for Elliot's birthday, I was considering, because he had very specific desires about what he wanted on the cake.
You can upload reference photos, and they will literally make it. They make like fancy cakes for like $7.
Wow.
You have to do it.
Daniel, you only have negative things to say about Walmart, but look, Jackie's making a crosstown trip.
Well, I don't go often. It's like a once in a, every Burbank afternoon kind of thing.
I don't only say negative things about Walmart.
You also say negative things about other places.
Well, no, one positive thing is it's a great place if you want to shit your pants in public.
There you go.
I've never been to Walmart.
We should go.
I would love nothing more.
Wait, you've never been to a Walmart or this Walmart?
No, I've never been to any Walmart.
We need to.
Wow.
I've never had one in my direct line of vision.
Amazing.
What do you envision? Do you envision like a large warehouse that smells like tires when you first walk in?
I actually imagine like gigantic carts, lots of plumber, like low-rise pants where you can kind of see a little crack.
Lots of crack.
Yes.
But is
I
that
don't
true
even
for
know
the
what they
Burbank
sell.
Walmart? I feel like it's a little bit more sophisticated, the fact that it's in Burbank. No?
I would not call it sophisticated, but compared to some other Walmarts I've been to, yes, it might be like a little bit more.
Yeah. It kind of feels
A
like
little
you're
bit
not
better.
in LA when you go there.
Yeah.
Let me justify by saying low-rise is very in right now. I am not slamming Walmart shoppers.
Yeah. What rise are we doing nowadays, ladies?
Low.
Is that so low is totally back?
Pants. So pants. The rise is lower, but that pant hem is higher. It's like pants are getting smaller, but costing more.
I do look at.
Do you pay
Jackie-
per
Jackie
square
knows.
inch?
Oh, I know. I refuse to participate. I'm still doing
Right.
kind of mid-rise.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I am slightly leaning into the wide leg, which
I like a
is
wide leg.
embarrassing, but apparently the best way to clock a millennial is the skinny jeans. And honey, we're trying to stay blended in with the youth. So
Well,
I'm
now
doing the wide leg.
Yes, Lizzie.
Sorry, nothing. I'm having a technical thing, but I'm back.
Oh,
Oh, you sound good.
are
to
you
us.
okay? Are you synced up with us?
I don't. Oh, now it appears I am.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem at all. Okay, so these onion rings, Jackie,
Yeah.
enlighten us, please.
Well, I'm kind of annoyed, to be honest, because now everyone's going to know about them.
Oh no, we just blew up your
Well,
rings.
when I went on Doughboys,
Don't gatekeep.
I specifically didn't mention them because I knew hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people were going to be descending on my onion rings. But I have mentioned them on my Patreon.
Patreon.
And I mentioned them on for the Forever 35 Patreon. But no, they're amazing. Alexia onion rings. You get them in the frozen food section. They're at a lot of stores. They have them at Vons and Whole Foods and Sprouts. And you put them in the air fryer, and they are, I'm not exaggerating, better than most restaurant onion rings.
Ooh.
Wow.
They're so good. I eat an entire bag for dinner sometimes when it's just one of those days.
Wow.
And I
And
like
it's perfect for the Olympics because it circles.
Yes,
You can make an
it's-
Olympic tray.
Oh, my
Absolutely. You could be very patriotic. And I use the Primal Kitchen ketchup with it, which is like a no sugar ketchup. So the tanginess with the onion ring, it's so good. And now they're going to be sold out everywhere. So you're welcome, everybody. If you're an onion ring fan, you got to get them.
Only we had that
Everywhere.
reach.
I've been pretty, this is serendipitous because I've been pretty into frozen onion rings lately, but I haven't been having that kind. I've been having
The Walmart.
brand, honestly.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
they're
I'll
fine.
try those when I go to Wally World.
They're good, but I don't think that they're as exciting as the ones you're talking about.
They're
are.
really good. I will say they're not cheap. They're like
Yeah.
$8 a bag, which
don't
is
know if I'm worth
honestly
it.
probably more than you would pay at a restaurant sometimes.
Right.
But no,
Although you
they're a
get more.
treat. They're
Yeah.
a treat. They're delicious. And whoever sent this in must be my Patreon subscriber because that's the only way they would associate them with me. I don't know.
Right. Well, she knew. So
She knew. I
The
lit
word
up
has-
when you said that.
you did. The word has gotten out. Oh, yeah. And I should mention if you want to see Jackie light up, because we are back on Zoom, this video will be uploaded to Patreon so you can see all of that. All right. Now, the other important business. Lizzie,
Yes.
you began to floss while we were
Oh,
before the show. And I said, are you flossing? And you said, put a pin in that. And I said, oh, okay. Please.
this is also snack related news, but this
I
is
love this.
In the Trader Joe's world. These tortilla chili lime rolled chips. Have you tried these?
No, I've never even heard
Those
of
like,
them.
look like
It's-
Takis.
It's self punishment. Like They're really acidic, but they're really addictive. And it feels like a masochistic behavior that I've been into these lately. I see
they
them and
super
for some reason
spicy?
I'm like, it's just on the verge of pain. It's like eating a lime.
Is it like salt and vinegar chips? Like how they kind of make your tongue raw?
Yes. And you're
Yeah.
just like, I can't stop. Like, I need to have that kind of, there's a pungency. It is S&M. The best way to do it solo, I'd say, is through these chips. You've got to get into them. And what other chip is rolled too?
Well, that's
So
what
it's
I
just
want to
like-
know about. What is it? Is it like is it like an empty taquito?
Yes. That's an empty taquito, but maybe rolled a little more
Tighter. Yeah. Or like one of those
Yes.
pirouette cookies.
Yes, I was just thinking that. A pirouette, but it's just like, and so you
Yeah.
feel like it almost has like a baby carrot like crunch to it. But
Oh
it's
my
a chip.
goodness. You know, I predict that Daniel is going to have to go out and buy these after this discussion.
I prefer chips that are curled. When I open a bag of chips, I want the chips curled first.
What does that mean?
And so a curled chip has more crunch than a flat chip. You get more crunch out of it.
But
So
I'm
I
trying
prefer-
to envision a curled chip,
Do you just mean the edges?
So if
like a
it's- if
triangle
it's
with the
like a
that's
taco
dog-eared?
shape rather than flat shape, or like it's
Okay.
curled over on itself,
Oh, okay.
like folded.
Yeah.
Like some chips I've noticed have more curls per chip. I want like a curls per chip like number for each type of chip.
Like how we have hair, like how curly your hair is. There's
Yes.
a number. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if he knows about that, but yes.
No, I do know about that.
Okay.
God's sake.
He's a curly haired king, I would hope.
Yeah.
You would know.
Thank you. And
Oh my God, you
What
could
you're-
roll your hair with chips. Like these could be like old fashioned like rollers.
Yeah.
there you go. And as someone who's into chip curls, I know exactly what Lizzy is eating. They are a knockoff, I think, of Takis, which is a Dorito brand. And the reason I haven't really gotten heavy into that is that they're too flavored, the Takis. I'll have to try the Trader Joe's. There's like too much flavoring happening on them. It's like I want the chip with some flavoring. I don't want the flavoring with some chip, if you know what I'm saying.
Wow.
Lizzy, would you say your chips are a 4C curl?
Yeah. Well, they're like a 100%.
I don't know the numbers. I
They're
don't
like
know
a-
the numbers. The closest
they're-
I've come is a beachy wave.
Yeah, you're like me. We're very straight haired. Yeah.
Takis are a 100% curls per chip ratio.
Well, now, Daniel, how do you feel about something like a sun chip or like a ruffle? Because there's more surface area.
Well, I just don't love some sun chips. Ruffles, I still want the curl. The ridges aren't a substitute for the curl.
All right.
It's
I'm sorry.
interesting. It's interesting you bring up Taki because 4th of July, my friend and I got there early to a party and we were like, let's just plant ourselves at the chip table because then we'll have a place to sit. And we tried one of each chip at the table and Taki was my number one.
Oh,
So
you have a
sounds like
type.
you're-
are the ones you're eating like the Takis? Like flavor wise? Yeah.
But you know what? They're hot because
I've never had a Taki.
Me neither.
I
Mine
don't
are
like
like-
spicy.
mine taste like they just came out of an oven because I told myself a long time ago, I can't keep chips in my home.
I've done this.
So they're in my car. I was keeping these taped in my glove compartment. And then right before this, I was like, I have got to dip into that chili lime. I wanted the crunch. I walked out to my car just to get the chips.
More
Yeah,
crunch?
I have done this. Where in your car do you put them? Because I recall putting didn't I ask you to put some stuff in the trunk of your car one time, Daniel?
Yes, that's happened.
Okay, trunk is good. I made the mistake initially of putting them in that little compartment that doubles as an armrest.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is too close.
hmm
I was on my way to, I've been walking around the Rose Bowl at night. And I was like, this is like, you're basically just eating everything. Not that it's all about the calories, but I am on the Noom app. I keep track. But I was like, I'm just eating chips as I drive. So then I was like, glove compartment is so far away that I would have to risk my life and really make a game time decision before I make that sacrifice.
I got
Yeah.
in a really big customer service altercation with Noom. Probably the meanest I've ever been in my
So
life.
did I. Wait,
What happened?
Wait, Jackie, do you get it free now?
No. I canceled it. And they kept charging me unbeknownst to me. And then I had to get confrontational and they would not refund me. And then I had to go around them and get my credit card company involved. And then they refunded me. They're shady. They have a class action lawsuit against them because of it.
Do they really?
Yeah, I don't know if they're a sponsor. If they are, then you have to cut this.
A long time ago, not anymore.
Interesting. Mine was my
But now you
trainer
get it
was
for
not
free?
responding to me.
Oh, I don't like the company, quite frankly. I was told it would help me lose my baby weight, and it did. And then I didn't need it anymore, and I canceled it, and they kept charging me in a very shady way. And then when I confronted them about it, they wouldn't refund me, and that's it.
Oh my God.
They consider
I was
consider the weight loss to be their property, and so they take a
that
piece
makes
of it
sense.
till you gain it back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Speaking of class action lawsuits, my Instagram now only serves me two kinds of ads. One, sell your jewels fast. And I can't tell if they think I'm rich or if they think I'm like very poor, because it's all about like, selling your jewels. They promise they'll pay you right away. And then just like, has your data been breached in this? Did you ever purchase something on this website? Did you do like all these things for class action lawsuits? And I'm like so tempted to sign up for all of them because it's like, yes, I did, but I did get a letter from Ticketmaster saying my data was breached and I did this and I did that. But I was thinking, what a scam if this was actually just a way to get my personal info, because in order to sign up for the lawsuit, you then give them all your info. So I don't know. I've stopped. I'll let you know though. I could make like $10. Who knows?
Lizzie, I'd interrupted you.
Oh, no. Don't worry. I was just going to say, I don't know why my trainer's not responding. I'm asking her, why do I dream about bears every night?
Gummy
I'm not getting
bears?
any response from Linda.
Gummy bears or real bears?
I actually did have a dream about a giant black bear entering my home the other night. And I was trying to find ways to sneak out the window. And then I jumped on top of my Kia Soul. And I was like, it wasn't harming anyone, but it was an XXL. Yeah, it would not fit into my idea of a Walmart shopping cart, but it was a giant.
Have you Googled it? Because that definitely means something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Invasion of boundaries, which I think is what it is. I was getting a lot of text messages from someone that I had to say, I can't give you what you want right now. And I think I was having stress.
Was it your new trainer?
Linda?
My new trainer? Turns out I haven't been on Noom. I've been on in some chat room.
That's so hard to set that boundary. And you actually said that? I don't think I've ever been able to do that. I've wanted to. And I too have felt like, oh, leave me alone.
Right. Just say, I'm really sorry. I feel like I can't keep up with this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did they take it?
I'm a little bit better at that because I started listening to these affirmations on Spotify by Kinder Records.
Oh, what kind of?
And there's one about boundaries. And it's all about not feeling bad or taking on kind of not feeling responsible for other people's feelings.
Right.
So I've just been hurting people left and right.
Yeah. How did they respond to you saying you couldn't keep up with it?
Very well.
I feel like the way you just phrased it, saying like, I'm sorry, I feel like I can't keep up with this right now, or however you said it, is a very kind way to say it.
Because it's true. It's actually not that I don't like the person. It's just a different form of communication.
Right.
I think some people like to text all day, and I need to shut down for large swaths of quiet where you just
hear the sound of your crunching chips.
Exactly. I have a guided meditation that's just crunching noises. But yeah.
The problem for people who don't feel like they can set boundaries when they try to set boundaries is that because they feel they can't, then when they try to, there's all this energy behind it.
Yeah.
That then like does put the other person off.
Are you talking about me?
Becomes a self-defeating. Well, I do it too. It becomes kind of a self-fulfilling thing where you're like, you actually are afraid that the other person's not going to accept your boundary, and then you try to set it and the other person does become offended, but that's mostly because you've come into it with such like you build up as opposed to just being casual about it. because you just feel before you've even said anything that the person won't respect it, and so you're like already like at this pitched level.
This happens in the early phases of dating often, I think, where you're just pummeled with messages and you need to figure out how to react kind of and keep a ball in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie's
is having
many
fun
shifting filters.
with filters. I've been thinking about this lately. I've been thinking about if you need to reschedule or like if a certain time doesn't work for you or you can't make something or whatever, do you say why, or do you just say, I'm so sorry, that doesn't work? But I mean, obviously it's situation specific, but sometimes I feel like when someone over explains why they can't do something, that has a weird feeling about like, do you think that I won't just accept that you're unavailable at that time? But then sometimes I realize this is all very vague because I'm talking about like 16 different situations. But then sometimes if someone does have, like, let's say someone needs to reschedule like the day of something, then I would like a little indication of why. Because otherwise it's like, it feels almost flippant.
I like to say something unexpected came up.
Yeah. That at least acknowledges that like we did have plans, but now it has to change.
Right.
Yeah.
These bears, guys, these bears are out there. Protect yourselves.
I know. Man or bear? Are you aware of that whole internet thing?
I just was like, okay, I like where this conversation is going. Let's keep this poem.
I know
Daniel.
about it. I know about it.
Someone explain it, because now I'm drawing a blank as to what it was like. Would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear, right?
Yes.
And
Or would you rather encounter? Is it that, or would you rather be approached by a man or a bear? I actually don't know the answer to which it's supposed to be.
I think
Well,
both work.
Yeah, it's the same question. It was like asked of women, would you rather be alone in the woods or whatever,
With
approached
a strange man.
or a strange bear? And everyone chose bear.
That they would rather be with a bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is usually a comment under like a TikTok about some kind of horrible man that, assaulted someone or like chopped up his wife and put her in a suitcase. Like it's always under something like that.
Right, because
Right.
bears don't do that we know of.
Would you rather encounter a bear or RFK Jr.? See, I can be topical.
RFK.
Oh, right. Ugh. There's no end to the stories that are coming out about that guy.
He ate a dog.
Really?
Did you see that picture of him like chewing on a dog carcass?
I didn't, but I heard about it because I'm married to you. Okay, so there's so much
I'm
catching
voting
up
for him though
because he ate a dog.
because he's a wild card.
Is he going to be on the ballot in California?
I don't know.
I
The
don't
question
know.
for my husband.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the ballot in Texas.
That's
When you
exciting.
encounter
It is
a bear,
exciting.
you're supposed to either make yourself big, and then if they don't respond to that, put yourself into a ball.
But isn't
roll
it like some
Really?
bears you're supposed to make a lot of noise and some bears you're supposed to be real quiet? I mean, like it's like I don't know.
There
I don't know
needs
which
to
it's
be
supposed to
some
be.
kind of rhyme that lets you remember. Sort of like there's one about like red and yellow. That's a nice fellow. Something, something. It's about snakes. Does
It's
anyone know
about what?
snakes?
Oh, red and yellow. That's a nice fellow.
That's not what it is. But does anyone know this one about?
That's interesting that you gendered the snake there. Can I?
I
By the way,
know.
do not
Actually,
nobody out there follow this advice if you encounter a red and yellow snake.
It has
It
to
might
do
not
with
be
the
a nice
markings because one is just a garter snake and one is some very.
Well, what's the other
dangerous
half
snake.
of it?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Black and red.
Red and gray,
You're dead.
you'll die today.
Something like that. Yes.
It looks like red touch black, safe for Jack. Red touches yellow, kills a fellow.
Oh, you were wrong.
Wow,
you
see if
almost
they'd
got
followed
us all
your advice.
killed.
Holy
I gendered
shit.
the wrong person. It wasn't the snake. It's if Jack or a fellow encounters. Wait, I'm sorry. What is it?
Sorry, I just scrolled away.
Red and black,
red,
safe
red
for
touch
Jackie.
black, safe for Jack. Red touches yellow, kills a fellow.
How are you going to focus on that when a
I-
snake's coming at you? I'm not going to sit there and hone in on its color matching.
No, me
I
neither.
almost stepped on a rattlesnake hiking in the desert, and the time between when my foot almost stepped on it and I heard the rattle and me being half a mile away was about half a second. Like there was no time to look down. Your adrenaline kicks in.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're not. I say stay away from all snakes.
Now, this morning when I ran out to get these chips from my car, I came across a man who was walking a very overweight pug, darling dog whose legs were kind of out like a tripod.
Oh,
And it was waddling down the street. And I said, is it okay if I pet, your dog? And the guy was like, oh, yeah, sure. And I bent down and he was like, I said, oh, what's your dog's name? And he said, Doc. And in my mind, I thought, boy or girl?
yeah.
He's a male doctor. And then as I walked away, I said, thanks so much. And he said, she loved it.
I love how
Wow.
evolved he is.
Yes.
That's like this just came up recently. Do you guys remember hearing that riddle? Like a guy is, harmed in a car accident or something and goes in to have surgery, and the surgeon walks in and says, I can't operate on him. He's my son. The surgeon is not his father. Who is the surgeon?
That was my closing joke on my album was about this.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like,
Well, so anyway, this used to really stump everyone. Like it was really a real brain tickler back then. And now, I said it to Elliot the other day and he's like, it's his mom. So wait, what was your joke?
it's kind of a callback, so I don't know if it'll track, but I go, a man is rushed to the hospital. The doctor says, I can't operate on this man. He's my son. The doctor is not his father. Who is the doctor? Then everyone goes, his mom. And I go, his gay stepdad. In your minds, people. A whole lot like,
That's funny.
but yeah, I love that riddle. I love
good
riddles.
one.
Remember the
Me
one,
too.
about the icicle? Remember it was like a man is
No.
a dead in a room and there's a
You
puddle
just
of
gave it
water.
away.
Oh, sorry. I start with the answer.
Oh, see, I thought that was maybe the fishbowl one. There's broken glass, water, and a dead body. What happened? But it's, a fishbowl got knocked over.
Oh.
Wait, what's the icicle one? I mean, I think that
No, the one I know is a guy's trigger warning. A guy's hanging and there's a pool under him. What happened? And it's that he stood on an ice cube.
Yeah. The one that I make
Wait,
reference.
there's a pole?
A puddle.
Oh, I thought you meant like a stripper pole.
No.
The one that I make reference to all the time, and I think it was in a movie as well, is there's a door to freedom, and behind one door is freedom. Behind one door is, a man-eating lion, and then there's twins. Do you guys know this one?
Wait.
Oh, you don't
a
know this one?
lion? Wait.
Okay, so you're trapped in a room, and there's two doors, and behind one door is freedom, and behind the other door is a man-eating lion. There's a set of twins in front of the doors. One
But the
twin.
confusing part is that freedom is the name of a man-eating lion.
That's what I was just thinking. Is that really it?
It is truly freedom. One twin always tells the truth. One twin always lies. You don't know who's who. You can ask one question, and that will, tell you how to proceed. What question do you ask? I think it's
Are
going to
you
be.
lying, right?
Well, the liar is going to say
Oh,
no,
never mind.
and the truth teller is going to say no. So this is probably too. It would take too long to figure it out on the show. But anyway,
I can't even visualize this. I feel like I have like a riddle blindness.
So what's the answer? This is going to keep me up at night. I'm
like-
going to have nightmares about bears.
okay. So the answer is you say, "What would your twin say?" And then you do the what door would your twin tell me to go out of? And then you do the opposite.
I would be dead. I'd be eaten by a fucking lion.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
too much.
50-50. Because the liar is going to say, my twin would say to go out this one. And so that's the lion. So you go out the other one. And then the truth teller knows that what the twin is going to say and is going to give you the lion. So no matter what, you do the other thing. Diagram it out later. It checks out.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lizzy, speaking of comedy, you have a
Yes.
show coming up, yes?
Yes, I want you to come to it so badly. Everyone listening, it's Saturday night at the Elysian Theater at 10 p.m. I'm doing an hour of stand-up. A ton of it is new stuff, and I have a hilarious opener, Brent Weinbach.
I know
And
him.
it's right between my birthday and Madonna's, so it's called Mostly New Material Girl, which came to me.
I like that.
I'm glad you like it because after it, I was like, it came to me in a meditation. Because I did shrooms for the first time.
What?
We need to talk about that.
I know. By the way, when you emailed me, can we do this over Zoom? I have COVID. I also have I don't just have riddle blindness. I have email blindness, and I didn't read the COVID part until this morning. So I'm sorry I didn't say.
That's okay.
Or acknowledge that.
That's okay. It's
Do you guys
it's,
both have it?
Yes.
Do you feel like you still have it, Daniel?
Well, I got it first, or I got it before you. The boys
Yeah.
had it first. And so I'm on the tail end of it. So I'm not sure if I still, what that means.
Right.
Like the CDC says you're not contagious after five days after your first symptom. So I might.
I don't know if
That
they
is
still
not
say
According
that.
to that,
By the way,
That is not
I don't.
true.
It
Yeah, I
makes
don't
no
know if-
sense.
at one
It
point
makes-
they said that. I don't know if they still say that.
That doesn't make sense because if you're still symptomatic after 5 days, why would you not still be contagious at that
virus.
point? But whatever. Yeah, I still sort of have it.
The tail end. You're riding the tail of the pangolin, or what was that animal that they thought had started it?
Oh.
The bat. The bat.
Yeah. So yeah, Jackie, you've read all the COVID articles. How long are you contagious?
Listen, TLDR, I just had the worst COVID I've had in my whole life. I just had 2 weeks of COVID. I took Paxlovid, I had a fucking horrible rebound and was on my deathbed for 7 days. So I'm fully radicalized over here. I've got very strong opinions about things. I don't even know if we want to get into it because I don't think people want to hear me wear my foil hat over here. But no,
I do.
I
do.
think you're contagious until your fucking test is negative, and that's that.
Yeah, because there's all
That's
this
what
stuff
makes
out
sense.
there. What'd you say, Daniel?
Well, that's what makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm just suspicious of the CDC's recommendations.
Well, no,
these
it's
days.
bullshit. That's why we all have COVID right now because
Yeah.
they just are sick. Everyone's pretending like COVID doesn't exist and moving on with their lives. And honey, it exists and it's bad.
Yeah.
It's horrible. In fact, it's probably as worse as it's ever been in terms of the infection. So I hate it. And I think we should wear masks again. That's where I'm at.
I want you to wear a tinfoil mask.
Yeah.
That would
So
be
They still wear
cool.
masks in Japan. Like lots and lots of people.
Yeah,
are
they've
still
always
wearing
worn masks, though.
there.
They've always
been
worn
doing that.
masks. Yeah.
That being said, it didn't stop us from catching it there.
Yeah.
No, but like I like how socially acceptable it is there. Like we're such a fucked up society here that you wear a mask and you get looks.
Yes.
Or I was jogging once and I wasn't wearing a mask, and this is well after people stopped wearing masks, and some old fart, thanked me for not wearing a face diaper.
Oh my God.
It's like, well, yeah, okay, jackass.
It
Hope you
is.
get it.
It is weird now. Like when I've had to leave the house, I am wearing a mask because I have it. And it's weird to notice that I am literally the only person wearing a mask. And I have wondered in the past when no one's masking, but you see someone wearing a mask, are they extra
Do they
cautious
have
or do they have
COVID?
COVID? Well, now I realize.
I don't think. I
that's
think
probably what
most
it is.
people simply don't realize that we're in the middle of a huge spike right
Well, I
now.
think that's how we were.
I don't think they know
we
it.
didn't. We traveled internationally and didn't even bring masks with us.
But apparently in Los Angeles, there's a huge
Really
spike.
bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad right
Yeah.
now. I don't think people are aware of that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well, we're
they are, but-
spreading awareness.
I'm going to start putting these rolled chips in my nose. I feel like that would
Yes.
actually probably stop it.
Yeah.
It would. The spice would catch that little COVID ball of whatever it is. Okay, Jackie,
Yeah.
is it Paxlovid?
Yes.
In my mind, I've been saying Paxlovid. This is a real Kamala thing.
Interesting. I that's a good point. There is a commercial, and I feel like they do say Paxlovid on the commercial. So you're right. It probably is actually Paxlovid, but I say Paxlovid, and I will forever. And I'm going to probably go. I'm probably going to go picket at their headquarters.
I thought maybe you were going to like testify in front of Congress about it.
I will. I completely would. I think they should pull that dirty shit off the market and do some more damn tests on it.
It tastes
That's how I
terrible,
feel.
right? It tastes terrible
Why?
and causes rebound. Because she had rebound.
I just think that the data on it is so vague. I've read every study. Again, I was on my deathbed for a week with nothing to do. It's just there's so many. My new phrase is all information is misinformation because there's no information. Because everything is so variable.
Here.
There's so many variables and like there's so many. It just nothing tracks that they tell you, and they're like, "Oh, you could get a rebound. It's between 2 and 20%," and I'm like, "That's a very large margin." And I also think it's way higher than that because a lot of people don't report that they had the rebound. I've personally, I know a few people who have had it and they didn't say anything. And like, I just think they've even stopped prescribing it because it's so bad. Like my mother-in-law has COVID right now because she flew here to help us when we had COVID. And she's in her 70s and they won't even prescribe it to her. Because
Yeah,
it's
our
so
mother-in-law.
bad.
Our mother-in-law, she's our communal mother-in-law, Diane. When we all had it back in 2020, her doctor did not give her Paxlovid. I forget why, but yeah, there are already
Because it's
doctors.
bad. Because it's bad.
Yeah. Lizzy, have you had it ever? COVID?
Yeah, after like when things started to die down, I was doing a show and I was so strict about it.
I
Up until
remember.
that point. Yes. And then right before I went on stage, this girl was like, we traveled here in a van to see, and blah, 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 blah. Like they had listened to my podcast. They were like, we wanted to come to the show. It was at Harvard and Stone. And I took down my mask. So I was about to go on stage and I was like, thank you so much. And I jokingly said, you guys don't have COVID, do you? Because then it occurred to me, well, these people have been traveling. And I kind of said it as a joke. And they were like, oh, no, we don't have COVID. Did my set, immediately put my mask back on afterward, and then got COVID.
You think
And
the
mine
van
started,
people
like-
gave it to you?
Oh, I feel like the van people did because I noticed that she used to watch my stories like religiously. And I remember being like, I have COVID. And then she just stopped. And she was like, we gave that girl COVID.
Yikes.
We gave that woman COVID.
It's pretty hard to get COVID from just a short interaction. It's prolonged exposure, 15 minutes plus. Again, I've read every article. But
Okay.
you never know. It all depends on the variant, where you are, et cetera.
Very close talking. Yesterday, there was a kid in the grocery store just like, achoo, like everywhere. But I thought, you know what? He's very short and the
the molecules are going to go down. Yeah.
And that's how I feel on stage. I'm like, okay, well, if anyone's going to get it, you would get it from me because I do spit. If you come on August 17th, bring a pawn show.
Yeah.
Get
You're like
ready.
Gallagher, but it's just spit.
Exactly.
And then speaking of I was going to say one woman shows, although Lizzy, well, you are one woman and it is a show. Speaking of one woman shows, Jackie, you have been traveling all over doing your show.
Yes, and
How's it going?
Any Allison Rosen Portland listeners, please come to my show on August 29th in Portland. So please come see How to Get a Second Husband. Most of the people on the Zoom have seen it.
Yeah.
What's the venue?
Siren Theater, which is in East
Oh,
Portland.
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Everybody come, please. You can click my Instagram bio and there's a ticket link there.
Are you having fun going around the country doing the show?
Yes. However, as Lizzy can attest, the road life is lonely. Oh my God. It's wild that I've made it this long in my like comedy career avoiding this. And it sucks. Like the lonely, shitty hotel room, schlepping your gear, like all the stuff I avoided is so lonely and like depressing. Like you do a show, you're riding high, you go back to your cheap, shitty hotel because why would you want to buy a nice hotel? Because you're not making any money. So why would you have a nice hotel? Eating alone on like a towel while you watch Friends on TBS. Like it's lonely.
That's my life here in Los Angeles. But eating a sandwich I found under my bed. Just kidding.
You know what I always
Episode.
I clocked that. I still feel like you are well in the right to eat that sandwich. I always feel depressed when I see any footage of a comedy condo. I've never stayed in one. I've never been in one. But I feel like on documentaries, they'll show like the comedy condo, and it's always so depressing. Have you been in one, Lizzie? Is it depressing?
Yes. Actually, there's an incredible one that's Denver Comedy Works where they have like all this cool kind of modern art. I'm trying to remember the.
Was it like the Real
artist
World
was,
House?
I didn't watch The Real World.
Oh my God.
No Walmart, no Real World. Who are you?
Are you Amish?
Do you know what? Do you know what? I have never seen E.T.
Whoa.
And there are just certain things that I just.
I have
Avoided.
so many of those, but I actually have seen E.T., but I've never seen Top Gun all the way through. I have a lot of those too.
Okay.
What?
we need-
Tony, that's right up your alley.
I know. I never cared. Even when I was a kid, I just was like, not into it.
Wait, in what way is it up Tony's alley?
It's like 80s and, he loves like soundtracks. I don't know.
Yeah. Feels Tony-esque.
Yeah.
I see like 10 planes there, 10 model planes there in the background.
Yeah, you've got your Tom Cruise poster, your Val Kilmer poster.
Yeah, but
Crazy that you've never seen it.
Yeah,
Tony loves
I'm more
beach
into cocktails.
volleyball.
Yeah.
So they have an amazing comedy condo, you were saying.
Yes.
Denver Comedy Works.
So it can go either way.
Yes.
Yeah. But mostly I've stayed in hotels. And then sometimes they'll put you up and it's like, it's good.
Yeah.
Lizzie, have you ever performed
Most
at
recently.
Union Hall in Brooklyn?
No.
Oh, wow, really?
You know what? I don't dip into New York that often. I feel like to go there, I need to have a major reason,
Yeah.
or it's always like a last minute thing where I'm going out there for something. There's just not, I don't have enough, what's it called? Going back to airplanes, what's it called on a plane? I don't have enough tarmac.
What did you call it, Daniel?
Miles?
I don't have enough
Advanced
miles.
tarmac.
How do you like Union Hall, Jackie?
It's great. I just, it's wonderful. I just figured because that's a very like stand-up-y club.
Yeah.
And so I
Right.
figured because I've gone twice now and I stayed at 2 separate shitty hotels that are pretty close by and they're shitty.
God.
And it's because, I don't make any money doing my show because it costs me so much to get there, stay there, etc. And I'm doing these little gigs. And so I'm like, why would I stay at a nice hotel? I'm trying to like recoup the money somewhat. So I just was wondering
know.
if you had stayed at some of these shitty motels I
Right.
stayed at.
No. Oh my God. I feel like New York shitty is worse than other places shitty.
Oh, yeah. It's a
Because
whole
New York
other
nice
level.
is smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. Random question. Not Jackie, Jesus Christ. Is one of the symptoms of COVID that you mess up everyone's
Yes.
name and also that you've
Well,
been...
no, your brain is inflamed. It causes
Okay.
really bad neurological inflammation. My head was so swollen that I couldn't get my earplugs in when I had COVID.
Oh, wow.
I wear earplugs to sleep. I couldn't even get them in my ears. So
Your ears
it can
rejected
cause,
them.
It causes I was having like major depressive episodes. I was having really bad anxiety, and it's because again it like really inflames your brain. So you're
Yeah, I noticed cognitive issues. I also noticed strength overall. Like I just felt weak.
Oh, yeah.
My whole body felt incredibly weak.
fatigue is I think the biggest symptom of the
Yeah.
FLiRT variant. As again, a person who's studied it.
FLiRT variant?
Yeah,
Jackie
that's
has
what
a
y'all have.
PhD in...
Y'all have the FLiRT variant right
that's
now.
what it's called.
Oh, that's
FLiRT. Yeah, it's a.
But
very
it's like... But like the
cute-
R is capitalized, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like
it's
Sarah
an
Jessica Parker.
Omicron. It's an Omicron, like offshoot.
Which is probably why we're not getting hit harder, right? Because we were boosted for Omicron.
Well, I don't
Were
know.
we?
So was I, and it knocked me on my damn ass. But again, it was because of the Paxlovid that I had a horrible reaction.
Wow. I love the idea of a knockoff Omicron with like 3 C's or something.
I know.
The Walmart
wait.
version.
I hate that you had that experience.
Oh, it was a nightmare. I think my new mission in life is to tell everyone not to take Paxlovid because I used to be a Paxlovid stan. I told everybody it was a miracle drug. I took it last time I had COVID and it got me negative in like 3 days. And I was like, this is a fucking godsend. What a great
Wow.
pill. I've told every person I know that got COVID to take it.
Have you
And
called them all?
And after this, I've revoked everything I've ever said. Paxlovid can suck
God.
my dick.
Never
You got a
contact
s-
me
you
again,
got a
you
super
big
PAX.
twat. That's right. Never contact me again, you twat.
Lizzie, did you say something in Japanese in one of your shows?
I actually wrote a song in Japanese because I took Japanese in high school. And so
Wow.
I know I took French the whole way. And then my senior year, they said, now you've got a choice. Like you could switch lanes. And I thought, you know what? It's not like I'm trying to become an ambassador. Why don't I try Japanese? And I loved it. So I wrote a song. Yeah, I wonder if you'll, did you learn a little bit?
I learned a very small handful of words, but Daniel did learn some. So I wonder if Daniel will know what your song says.
Okay, it's pretty short. So it goes dun 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 ichiban wa nan desu ka? Ichiban wa nan desu ka? Ichiban wa nan desu ka? Ohayo gozaimasu. Tegami o kokimasu. Tegami o kokimasu. Tegami o kokimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. Pizza ga suki desu ka?
I mean, I recognized good morning.
Good morning. I love pizza. Ichiban wa nan desu ka?
Ichiban's number one, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's a question. I'm asking a question.
Oh, how many? Wait, what is this one?
Yeah, what's the answer to number one?
What is the? Yeah, what is?
What is the answer to number one? Wait, Ohayo gozaimasu.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
That's good morning, right?
That's like polite.
Wow, look at you over here.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah, and then the
Daniel
last one's
did well when we
I
were
love
there.
pizza.
Tegami o kokimasu. Now, I originally had kakimasu, and someone was like, "You're saying that you masturbate?" I was like, oh, "Okay."
Say that again. What was that?
Kakimasu?
I think
Kokimasu.
I believe so. It was a long time ago, but I believe kakimasu means masturbating, but kokimasu is a different verb.
Wow.
But
Kokimasu.
it's
I don't know.
and
that
then tegami, so it means I write a letter. Tegami o kokimasu. Or maybe it's do you write a letter? I can't remember if it's I write a letter or do you write a letter. But it was just phrases that I put together, set to music for extra credit, and put on YouTube, and then probably hit it at a certain point. Archived.
I love it. What was the name of the song?
It's so fun. Ichiban wa nan desu ka?
I feel like I knew enough Japanese to be able to, kind of get by, ask questions. A lot of times you really just need to know the verbs. I still have trouble with because there's so many like different verbs, but I could, if you kind of like say the word and you generally know sentence structure, you can kind of get by. You could be like, people will know what you're getting at.
Did you learn on Duolingo? How'd you learn?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's so
did
cool.
Duolingo. I mean, it's like
I was a Duolingo widow for months because he got really into it.
I'm having the opposite experiences of Lizzy, which is like now I'm feeling less motivated to learn Japanese. I feel like I've learned as much Japanese as I want to learn. I was thinking I'd do it a whole year and just see how far I get, but now I feel like I might not be going back to Japan anytime soon. Maybe I should switch to another language. So I don't know. Or stick with Japanese. I don't know.
That's impressive. When I went, all I knew was arigato. That's it. I was a bumpkin, and there were parts that we went to where no one spoke English, and it was awkward and hard.
That seems like a lot of Japan. Wait, when did you go, and where did you go, Jackie?
I went in 2018 with my ex-husband, and because I was with him, we went to Disneyland, of course. I was married to a Disney adult. It's a dark time in my life. But we went to Nakano, which is up in the Alps, to see the monkeys. And then we went to Tokyo. And then we went to Tokyo Disney Sea, of course. Tokyo Disney.
You did both Disneys. How was the monkey thing?
It was incredible. It was one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
Were you there in the winter?
We were there in the spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. How cool. Did you go to Kyoto?
No.
Oh my God.
If I ever go back, I will go there. Y'all went?
No.
Yeah.
We were going to. We had 2 days. Like Wendy was going to be discharged to us on a Tuesday. And so we had 2 days where we're like, let's just make the most of these 2 days and let's go to somewhere, Kamakura Beach. And then let's also go to Kyoto. And then we looked into it, and it's actually quite expensive to buy tickets on the bullet train, which if you have time to spend there, but we were just doing like a day trip and it just didn't seem
It was a lot of money, and it would have been like 4 hours travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't realize how far, but I one day I would like to see it though.
I would
It's
go.
really amazing.
Yeah, I think Kyoto. If I were to go back to Japan, I would either just stay in like a probably Kyoto.
Did you read Memoirs of a Geisha?
No.
Okay. A lot of that takes place in Kyoto. And
Mhm.
so I just have this idea and this image of it. Yeah.
But Tony, you've been there?
I was kind of amazed.
Yes.
Oh, you've been there?
Yeah, only just not
Touring.
even a whole day, though.
Touring with your rock band.
His stupid
It
rock
was-
band.
Yeah.
No.
'Cause it's
yeah.
small enough that we didn't play there, but I got to go for an afternoon and go around for a few hours, but I'd like to spend more time there because it was
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah.
Did y'all get to go to any onsens?
Oh, I don't.
No,
I'm
that's
not
the
doing
public
that.
bath, right?
Yeah.
Where people with the nude baths, right?
Well, that's just like in Kyoto. That's what the whole experience. You know, the hot
okay.
springs and the onsens.
Right.
And I did one up in Nakano, and it was incredible. It was so fun. That's kind of the opposite of the Tokyo experience of like the overstimulation and the technology and the lights, and you go off and you're just like sitting in a big hot tub, soaking in a hot spring in the quiet.
That's what I realized. Every time we got out of Tokyo, I was like, I think it's so pretty, like sort of out of the city. I mean, the city's cool too, but it's like New York times a million.
Right.
Yeah, it's New York on the scale of Los Angeles. It's so massive. It's it wasn't a relaxing trip by any means. But
I loved you guys talking about the cheese coins. And
Was that from an
you-
episode that you heard, or was that I was
don't
trying to
know if it-
remember if it was
was
like
either an
Instagram, or,
Instagram-
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was also amazed that you guys seem to get along so well while traveling.
with each other.
And- Yeah, and
Thank
even
you.
like Jackie, you're saying you. I mean, I know it didn't end well. I went to the show.
Yeah.
But do you like traveling with a partner? What is that?
Yeah, I don't think I like traveling. I realized, but I do. I'm trying to think. Did we have any? We got along pretty well on the
My
trip,
ex
right?
and I got along great on trips. Actually, we had a nice time.
I think
Yeah.
the key to traveling with somebody is that you kind of like doing the same things. I mean, like I think if there was any tension at all, and it was minor, was like I think there were days when
I'm like, what is he? gonna
Allison
say?
felt like she wanted to just stay in all day, and I was like, I felt more like we're only gonna be here for, a little while. Let's try to the problem with Tokyo is that like you could probably go to Tokyo 10 times and experience 10 different cities. It is so massive, and there are just all these neighborhoods that are just all different from one another, and I just was constantly feeling like I'm not experiencing enough of this place. But it was so fucking hot
Oh yeah.
and so humid that you didn't want to leave. You didn't want to go outside. So it was just don't go there during the summer.
Wait, how many days were you there?
19, I think.
Oh
We
God.
were there for like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
And you
because
felt like you didn't see.
Well, I mean, we were staying in Yokohama, which was
is like
about
the
an hour
century
from
city
Tokyo.
of Japan.
Yeah, right. And then it's like an hour by train or 45 minutes by train to Tokyo. And in Yokohama, like it's still Japan, so there's still cool things and restaurants and stuff, but it doesn't have that feeling that you think of when you think of Japan.
I feel
right?
like you guys need to have some kind of closure ceremony around this. Like we got along for 19 days in Japan.
Well,
That's
we
a
have been
huge
trapped together.
testament.
Yeah,
since
they've
the-
been together a long time, and
I
they
mean,
kind of
like-
know the drill.
I think the key is really like killing that part of yourself that wants more. Do you know what I mean? And just saying,
yeah, you got to go like, this is
it.
my life. This is what I signed up
I'm
for.
accepting my fate.
I've accepted this. This is my life.
That's so
We
romantic.
And then you're fine. Then
We
you're fine.
did get, but remember, we actually had a tiff on a Patreon episode. Ooh, Jackie's wearing a beret now. We had a tiff on a
Oh
Patreon
yeah, you were
episode.
mad that I cleaned the kitchen. You were mad.
You
You were mad. I did something good. I like cleaned a glass, and you were like,
Allison's like, I was eating on that towel and watching Fresh.
Listen, we didn't have a lot of bottled water, and we had these 2 bottles that we were refilling. I was sneaking into the gym and refilling them in the hotel. And they say you can drink the tap water, but it tasted like chlorine.
It was fine.
So I had a whole glass of fresh bottled water, and Daniel dumped it. And this really, when you get like myopic, you get myopic on a trip.
When you hear her say it, it really,
I do that.
You can see what the offense is.
And I was just very upset. It sounds silly now, but I was very upset that he dumped my whole
honey,
water.
It sounds legitimate.
So we talked about this on a Patreon episode, and then it just devolved. And then you're like, are we really going to... No, I said, are we really going to upload this? And you're like, of course not. So now it's like this hidden episode, which maybe someday I'll upload.
No. What happened was you...
Oh, yeah.
There was a glass of water that I can't believe... In hindsight, honestly, I can't believe I did this. It was with a bunch of dirty dishes, and I poured the water out into the sink. So, like, I can't believe I did it. But, that was the last.
I feel there's a lack of remorse.
That was the last of the water that had been filled. So she said because I had dumped it, I had to go fill those bottles, even though I wasn't drinking out of it. I mean, so I was a little annoyed by that, but whatever. I went out and I came back. Here's the part that I came back in and I hear her recording. And as I open the door to the hotel, I hear her recording, and she's telling the listeners her side before I even had a chance to sit down, talking shit.
It's my show.
Talking shit. And so that I was a little bit, hey, what did you just tell them? What lies did you fill their ears with?
I feel like it was a very objective. Well, no one's heard it anyway, though. It's the lost episode. Maybe someday. Okay,
But,
Tony, we haven't even heard about your tour. How was it?
I didn't go on tour.
Nice work.
Didn't you? Oh, no, you were out of town, but not on tour.
I did go to record. I was in Chicago recording, yeah. But
That's what I meant. How was that?
it was good. It was busy. I was there for about 10 days in the studio every day, pretty much all day, every day. But
Hell
it
yeah.
was good. Got done. It was a lot. Never quite done a record like this before.
Wait, it was a whole record that you recorded?
Most of it, yeah, because we had actually already recorded some of it beforehand. But
How did it feel being back in the recording studio?
Good. I really like recording. This was it was a little more challenging than I was used to because because our scenario is so different now, and we're not touring all the time, and we're not like all in the same city. It's hard to get together to write. So I really didn't even hear the songs ahead of time, and was kind of learning them, which I'm fine with doing that on the spot. I can handle that pretty easily. But they're really being worked out. So I'm kind of like hearing them, but then we're still kind of working on them. So they're changing a million times as I'm learning them. So that was kind of a new challenge to handle all of that.
Do people still go 1, 2, 3, 4?
And then click the drumstick.
Tony probably does that. He's the one.
Is that what you do?
I think it depends on if the drums are starting the song or not, right?
That can definitely be a part of it, yeah. But we also will peek behind the curtains at our shows. I mean, recording, but then also at shows. We have a click track that we play to, so like that starts and everybody. So I don't have to do that because they'll hear those.
That's
clicks.
what the pros do, sweetie.
Now, were you surprised that it was a children's record that you were recording?
That was
time?
quite a surprise, yes. But you
Yeah.
you gotta. All our old fans got old like we did, so they all have kids.
They have kids.
Yeah.
Oh, I want that for Sandy.
Daniel is lying.
I know, but still, will you make
Yeah,
that?
you guys should do it. You should
Tony
make one.
should.
Sure, I'll get right on that.
He listens to y'all's adult CDs. I refuse to play kid music. He listens to real songs, like real adult music.
My God.
Adult music.
Adult music.
He listens to your record. It's actually on our vinyl. It's playing right now. I mean, it's in the record player right now. When I came back from my COVID, I was like, "Were you listening to Tony's album?" And Ben's like, "Yeah, me and Sandy were listening to it."
Oh my God, when you emerged from COVID.
Yeah, I had to move out for a week.
Can we go back to a flagged topic?
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
yes.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm just curious if you guys have done them because I felt like it was a secret. And I was like, I did mushrooms. And one of my friends was like, I'm on them right now. I've been on them
People
since
love
you
them,
met
yeah.
me.
A lot of moms
microdosing.
microdose them.
Yeah.
I guess.
I read an
I've never
article
done it.
about that.
Wait, did you microdose or did you
No.
do a regular
Macrodose.
dose?
Is it legal, by the way, to talk about it? I think it is, right?
Well, I think it's
course.
legal to talk about it, but
I don't
Okay.
know. I just think that the LA cops have bigger fish to fry.
Okay. I mean,
They
okay.
they have they don't fry any fish. They do have bigger fish to fry, but they
Yeah.
don't fry them.
If someone wrote an article about the positive effects, they wouldn't come after. that
No.
one.
No.
I am so,
So
worried.
many
This
people
goes
do
back
it.
to me getting in trouble for putting pizza in a public mailbox when I was little, and it all comes back to this.
And then you
guilt.
wrote your song about pizza.
Oh, you're right. Pizza Gaskita. Oh
So
my
yeah,
God,
so I've
yes.
never done them. Daniel has done them and is
Okay,
quite
so
a
we're
fan.
both going to jail. Okay.
I did them once,
That's good.
And
You did,
Tony, have
okay.
you?
I've done
just
it.
once.
No.
I'm a big fan. What
Did
was-
you
who-
hallucinate or did you just
No.
have? I didn't either.
I feel like people talk about them as being hallucinatory, but I mean, maybe there's like slight, things with color or whatever, but I don't think of them as being hallucinogenics in the sense that
Right.
LSD is.
Okay.
LSD you'll hallucinate, but not for me anyway, not with mushrooms.
So what was
Okay.
your experience like?
Well, I had a friend in town and we were just talking because she had done ayahuasca and she said it opened up so much for me. And I was like, God, I've never done anything like that. Like I take edibles to fall asleep and that's about as far as I go. I'm acting so prim. I'm like, and I've never kissed a boy. I've never, no. I'm like, that's as far as I'll go. But so we like went to the store, we bought them, and I turned my apartment into like a mushroom. Like I had one room that was dark with candles and like soothing music. Then I had an activity table, and
I love
then
it.
I planned it so that if something bad, I was so worried something bad would happen because everyone's like, you have to be in the right headspace.
Headspace, yeah.
But nothing happened. And no red and yellow snakes came toward me. No fellow was poisoned, even subconsciously. But we went for a walk that was really powerful. And my friend was like, I feel like this tree was a flamenco dancer. And we got really close to the tree and I saw there were these industrial sized staples in the tree. And I felt so sad about these staples. So we stood there picking staples out of a tree for a while. And it felt really healing. There was something really healing about it. And everything just felt a little heightened. But the best part, I think, was coming down because we got into my bed and we turned on a meditation to kind of like shut it down because we were both like, I think I'm sober. And then I was like, we're not fully there yet. Coming out of it was very beautiful.
That's so interesting. Did you have epiphanies?
Yeah, I actually had the epiphany that I never think of where I live as my home.
Oh, interesting.
And there were all these trees that felt so rooted and grounded. And it's funny because my friend was really talkative and she was like, blue and orange, Lizzy, blue and orange, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, there are talking people and there are ball people. I was like, I'm a ball person. I need to be like, I'm having a conversation with myself that I can almost feel like someone knocking on my sternum from the inside. So I was trying to kind of hear that, but it was really fun. And I told her that. She was like, oh yeah, I totally. And we would kind of come together, then go apart and come together. But I got a little nauseous as well.
Yeah.
I've heard that does happen.
Yeah, I find mushrooms tend to connect. It's more of a natural experience. So like the stuff having to do with trees feels very common.
Not to
You
take
had a very-
away.
You had a very
From your-
chuggy mushroom trip.
No,
I
it's great.
suddenly wanted to just put on my Ugg boots, grab a latte, and a tree.
Well, but also in the sense that you become aware of what's not natural. So there's the part where you
Yeah.
connect to what's natural. This is just me, but I feel like you start, like when you say the thing about home, it's like just really aware of like what's we've made, like what the society, the structure of society, homes, technology, like I don't know. It's
Yeah.
I don't know
So,
what it does.
Lizzie, you said you went to the store and bought them. Are they sold in stores now?
Yeah. There's a
Like-
place in. Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
I think they're doing it legally. They have to be. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a store that anyone could just walk into.
Well, they sell them the
Walmart?
microdose.
I feel
Erewhon.
bad that I said that about the pants. It's only because when I worked at the soup, it used to be like, look at this Walmart in the middle of nowhere, which it would have been that way in any store.
Wait, what did you say about
Let's
the pants?
tear down the walls, Mart. I just said I picture people, a lot of like plumber.
Oh, yeah. No, I think
Backside.
that's accurate though.
Okay.
Um,
I don't want to judge people on any socioeconomic class as one who is also not wealthy, but also that kind of goes to my just me or everyone, but
oh,
not so fast.
not so fast. Daniel, do you need to
I
go?
have to get going.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thank you
my
for joining us,
God.
Daniel.
Bye.
Daniel.
Bye.
Good luck with the tail end.
Let's say hello and welcome to new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Hello and welcome Amy Hunt, Eugenia, Kathy Lowry, Becky A, Madeline Bacon, and Jessica Wanker. Hello. I hope you are loving your access. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for your support. As you may have noticed, there is not an ad in this episode. You are receiving for free a white label experience. Other people pay heartily for an ad-free experience, but I'm just giving it to you. And for that reason,
Hell yeah.
I appreciate so much your support because I've changed models from, an ad-supported podcast to more of a direct listener-supported podcast. So thank you so much to everyone who's stepped up. And if you're so inclined, please do patreon.com/AllisonRosen. And then also my Substack, where I've been writing about all sorts of stuff. I've been writing about family stuff. I've been writing about parenting. I've been writing about Corolla stuff. And I've been writing about, in more detail, the Wendy Japan trip. AllisonRosen.substack.com. Okay, let's do Just Me or Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right, Lizzie, what is yours?
I am over people saying I'm a high value woman.
Oh,
Did you hear this?
I haven't heard it a lot, but
What's a high value woman?
I've heard men. So this is just online, like on TikTok. I've heard men use that term, and
I've
it's
seen
gross.
it a lot on TikTok. Yeah.
What does it mean?
Really?
Like I respect myself? Yeah, I feel like men talk about so and so. If she does that, she's not a high value woman. Ew.
Yeah, I feel like yes, it's usually presented as like someone who's like a woman who takes care of herself, but I also feel like that people take care of themselves in different ways. It's not always something that you can see externally. It's like just because I have a blowout doesn't mean I care about myself.
Exactly right. Just because I have a pedicure.
I feel like it's always like I'm a high value woman. It's always that video where the woman's like snapping the waistband of her workout pants or something. I don't know. There's just
Agree.
something about it where it's like, well, then if you're saying there's a low or a high value woman, then there's a low value woman also. And I think everyone's at different stages in evolution. And some people don't have a skyrocketing self-esteem yet. It doesn't mean that they're worth less.
Here.
Or that
I
they
agree
are not,
wholeheartedly.
On a path. So it's been bothering me a little bit.
Yeah, it's really judgy. It's
Interested in helping high value women. Yeah.
it's reductive and judgy, and I don't like it.
I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I can't believe you're holding up so well.
Thank you.
with COVID right now.
All of a sudden I've started coughing, but Jackie, what is yours?
Mine is that my attention span has absolutely been shot, and I have to watch every TikTok in 2 times speed, and I have to now watch programming at 1.25 speed, and I have to listen to podcasts at least 1.25 speed. This just happened. Has anyone else had this happen? Because my husband thinks I am unhinged. Like, he's like, I cannot believe you are understanding what you're listening to right now. And I'm like, yeah, I have to do this or I can't listen to it.
I do that with one person and one person only, and that is Eckhart Tolle, who takes his sweet time. He's like, the earth as we know it. I'm like, TikTok, sweetheart. Pick up the pace.
I've never done that, but I know that plenty of people listening probably are relating and listening to us at 1.5 or 1.25. A lot of people, do that with podcasts.
Yeah, I do it with everything now, even Netflix movies. And when it's not an option, I get so annoyed. Like, I started watching Fallout, which is on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, can we speed this up? Can we speed this scene up, please? Like, it's bad. I think I need some Adderall or something.
I mean, after Lizzy complimented Daniel and me getting along and now he's gone, I can say that occasionally I wish I could put him on 1.5 because he has, I'm like I know he's going to make a point, but and I know people feel this way about me because I sometimes tell a story that doesn't even have a point at all. But it's like, exactly. That's how I feel with him sometimes. Like, just what is the point or what is the answer to what I just asked? I don't need this preamble.
This is I think that is caused by TikTok.
Probably.
Yes,
sometimes
100%.
I wonder
because
you just want to swipe off of the person you're talking to the next person.
It's solution based and not process based because especially Fallout, which takes time with the violence as well. It has amazing kind of almost gymnastic scenes that are so gory and expressive, but they're all kind of in slow motion.
Yeah.
You kind of have to sit with it. And I think there's also an uncomfortability as well of like, I can't sit with this and I just need to know, do they live or die?
Yeah. I need the TikTok to be over.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my other, if I had to pick another to smear everyone, it's like, I literally can never find anything to watch. It's so like Ben and I'll sit down in front of the TV like monsters with our dinner. And
we do that too.
We spend 30 minutes going through all the menus. I'm like, I pay for every fucking streamer on there and I can't find one goddamn thing to watch. And I get frustrated and just turn it off. And then we just stare at each other and we look at our phones. That's the life of having a toddler.
Have you seen Presumed Innocent?
No, that I should watch that, huh?
Have you, Lizzy, Tony, have you seen it? It's on Apple TV. Do you know what it is? I mean, it's a remake of a movie with Harrison Ford that came out in the 90s. Like a courtroom drama.
It's come up a couple times for when I say I have nothing to watch.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal plays the Harrison Ford character, and Peter Sarsgaard is in it.
I love both of them.
Yeah. The first episode did not grab me, but then I was hooked pretty quickly. It's a good watch. Like, you'll want to keep watching it, especially since you don't, and I didn't either know how the book and the movie ended. Yeah, it definitely kept my interest. I would recommend it for something to watch. I have a lot of issues with, like, it'll be interesting to talk to you after you see it if you watch it. I had issues with so much of the casting. And the decisions they made, it was, I don't know. But yeah, it's worth watching. We just started Love on the Spectrum. Have you guys ever watched that?
I am obsessed with James B. Jones. Do you know which one that is?
I don't, because we just watched the first and second episode, so I don't know which one he is yet.
Are you watching the American one or the original one?
American.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because the original one, they're in Australia.
Oh, my God. Daniel, watching it, said, I feel like this is an Australian show. And I was like, I think it was originally somewhere else. He must have known that. How could something feel like an Australian show?
Were there koalas in it?
Yeah. All the Marmite or Vegemite. Okay, so yeah, we've been watching the American one. Is James B. Jones on that one, Lizzy?
Yes. He is the guy with the blonde, I'm going to say mullet, who loves the Renaissance Fair.
Yes, I have seen him then. Yes, he's looking for How did he
His
describe the
Instagram
woman?
is amazing. It's just front facing, and he cares so much about very real issues, but then he'll be like, I would like to talk about Rage Against the Machine. And you're like, okay, like he covers everything. And I think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
I genuinely love hearing what he has to say. And I've become a fan,
Yeah,
a genuine fan. Yeah.
It's crazy how fast that I feel like that show is like strumming my heartstrings. It's like in my heart
It's
already.
so
Jackie,
pure.
I love your hydrangea.
Thank you. I'm a Southern belle.
I love hydrangeas. They might be my favorite flower. Now, I know that Madonna, who has a birthday after Lizzy's, does not care for hydrangeas.
Hers is the 16th coming up, and I'm the 19th.
Oh, excuse me. She has one before yours.
So I figured because the show is on the 17th, almost at midnight, it's like, it's right between that. Oh, yeah, and that came to me in my meditation. And then the flyer, I'm wearing a red dress in it, my friend took while mid-mushroom.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Look,
Secret,
the art
little BTS.
that has been created. Did you throw up or just feel nauseated?
I felt nauseous, and when I told myself, I'm like, I'm a ball person, I actually told my friend, I go, just talk to me. So this was like when we first took them, I felt sick. So I was in my bed, kind of curled up. And she was like, welcome to the mushroom open mic. And she's like doing stand up. And it was so funny. And I was just like, keep going. Because I wanted her to also enjoy it without me needing to participate right away. So I was like, this is good. And it's also going to make me kind of take my mind off this a little bit. Like someone telling you a story.
Right.
Like that. Where you're like, keep talking.
What was your experience, Jackie?
I did mushrooms one time with my ex-boyfriend, problematic ex number one, for those of you keeping track of my life. And it was a really lovely day. And I was like, that was great. I don't need to do this again. But we were in his house, and then we walked to the Oaks, which was brand new at the time, which is a restaurant that's right across from Upright Citizens Brigade. But this was in like 2009 or something. So it just was built. And it's a beautiful store. And all the beer and the bottles they were all in this beautiful display case. And I walk in, I burst into tears because of how gorgeous all the bottles and the beer were in this beautiful case. And I was just like swelled with gratitude that I live in a life where there's so many options for beverages. And I sobbed while I was folding my laundry because I was so grateful that I have clothing and that I have options for clothing, because there's many people in the world that don't. Like, I just had this really emotional, fun, beautiful experience. I hadn't gotten my dog yet, but I was like, I'm ready to be a dog mom. I actually met Chooch like 2 or 3 weeks after that, probably. Aww. So like, I was like, I'm ready. I want to be a mom. Like, I want to be a dog mom. And like, I got Choochie right after that. So it was a really lovely experience.
Yeah. I'm hearing more and more that side of it, which I feel like I didn't realize, like, people microdose and stuff for depression. And
yeah. I don't know how much I did. My ex was a big drug user, and he was like, he made sure I took a dose that was appropriate. He didn't, we wanted to make sure I had a good time.
Yeah, right.
So it was a perfect amount. And I did get sick. I think I diarrheaed for, just one diarrhea, and then I got all out, and then I was fine.
Diarrhea, farts, but yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
Definitely be around someone you feel comfortable no matter what happens. Like,
yes.
I could not imagine doing this at a party or something like that.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be ideal. It needed to be. And before I did, because I read so much about getting in the right headspace, I woke up, I journaled. My friend is a morning person. She goes, how about I come over at 9 or 10 a.m.? We can take them. I'm like, I'm not doing mushrooms at 9 a.m. I was like,
that's a tall order.
I know. And my friend is tall, without revealing her identity, because I don't know if she wants me to. But it was funny because when we were doing it, she was like, should I take more because I'm taller? And we kept looking because we would be like, okay, we took 2. And she was taking pictures. Then she was like, okay, so at 1:45, you took a second one at 1:45. That means we can take another one. Like, it reminded me of Doc Brown in Back to the Future, where he watches the video of himself in the future, and he goes 1.21 gigawatts. In the 1950s.
That's
like,
a good
that's
impression.
how I make Thank you. Oh, God. I just rewatched that movie as well. It's so good.
I would rewatch that. All right.
Amazing.
Let's see if I can get this out. Dave Anderson says, every single time I put my shoes on, I first have to dump my shoe upside down to empty all the spiders out. Just me or everyone. I don't always do that. However, seared into my memory, Sarah Schaefer posted a picture of a shoe, and she said that she had slid her foot into it that morning and there was a cockroach in it. And like, I can't unremember that. So ever since then, I always worry about cockroaches in my shoes.
I have a chronic fear of slipping my foot into a shoe and being bit by a scorpion or a bug or something. So I always try to do that because I live in a very critter-centric area, and I'm not trying to get that to happen to me.
No.
So, yeah.
And do you guys have a Podcast Pals product pick?
Podcast Pals product picks.
Who is that?
I actually have one. That's Robin. I have one. This is like a very basic thing. However, I realized I use them all the time. Water wipes. So these are kids' diaper wipe. What are they called? Baby wipes. However, they work for getting stains out of anything. Like if I spill something on my clothes, the first thing I grab is a water wipe, or if something gets on my couch. And I know that it's not ideal for the environment. Wipes are not great. However, I don't know why, for some reason I find that water wipes just work better than anything else. And I'm happy that they came into my life.
I use those to wipe my son's ass.
Yeah. See, good enough for her son's ass.
Yeah.
But also other stuff.
We're a water wipe house.
Yeah. We are too.
Yeah.
And there's got to be more. I know there's more than just water in them because they clean too well.
It says there's a tiny bit of fruit extract.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that means.
I feel like there's got to be something else too, but who knows? Jackie, what is yours?
Okay, so when I was dying of COVID, I watched so much TikTok that it probably broke me. But I watched this TikTok of a woman, and she said, if you're not using a tongue scraper, your breath fucking stinks.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God, I've never used a tongue scraper in my life. So I finally bought one. And when I tell you how fucking disgusting it was, how much came off of my tongue, it was revolting. I bet some people just gagged right now. It was so vile that now I will never not use a tongue scraper. And I Googled and made sure it's safe because part of me is like, is this really safe to do to your tongue? No, honey.
Right.
Everything I read said it is. So you need to get a tongue scraper and get ready for your whole life to change because I really, truly feel like I was living a disgusting life before this.
What kind? I actually have one, but I don't use it very often. What kind did you get?
If you go on Amazon, I'm sure you're going to put this in your shop.
I will,
I just typed in tongue scraper. It's literally like the top Amazon choice. It's like a metal one with two little handles, and you.
I think it's a Dr. Tongue's tongue scraper.
Yes,
perhaps. Yes, I have that one.
I'm sorry.
Is it like a mandolin?
I'm
one of those?
Yes. You slice your tongue off,
and then you make a salad. Ew.
No, it's a game changer. As far as I'm convinced, I think it. I had to get the COVID out of my mouth. I had to refresh my whole body.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, scrape that tongue, honey.
I'm gonna do it when I'm done with COVID.
That's when I did it too.
Yeah. Excellent, Lizzy.
Well, I am so embarrassed because my thing wasn't a different Trader Joe's food, completely different from. I did not expect to run to my car for these, so I might switch it. I might call an audible, which I just learned that phrase.
That's fine.
I'm gonna go back to something else we talked about earlier and say I love the affirmations by Kinder Records. I am not an affirmation person. There was 1 week specifically where I was in a situation that I thought, I'm too invested in helping someone else and it's starting to have an effect on me. And I was just like desperate for something. I started listening to these and they sunk in a way that affirmations normally don't for me. Part of that might be because they use a British accent, which always feels like it removes it just a touch. A little bit removed. Maybe Australian. actually don't know. I'm terrible with identifying accents, but except Tim Walls, Minnesota. Let's go.
So you get these on Spotify?
Yes, it's on Spotify, and there are different categories. Like there was one for boundaries that I used. There's an overcoming codependency one. There's a self-love. There's a divine feminine. Some of them are just music, which isn't as much my speed, but I love the spoken affirmations. And I even, at the time that I was just kind of struggling emotionally, I put them on as I fell asleep with a sleep timer. It was very comforting to me.
I'm going to go listen to
Me
these
too.
immediately while
I
scraping
think
my
you'll
tongue.
like them. Yeah, I yes.
Your breath does not stink.
You are not disgusting and covered in film. Tony, do you have one?
I have a quick, boring one that I haven't bought much lately. I was trying to think of something, and the only thing that came to mind, I don't love wearing shorts. I don't know. I feel like I look dopey in them.
Because you're
so
punk rock, baby.
I don't love wearing them, and when even like on stage, I don't like wearing them, especially. And but jeans get
Yes.
hot. Jeans get hot, and so I was trying to find some lighter pants on the
stage pants.
tour. Yeah, but now they've kind of turned into just the pants I like wearing when it's hot outside. Levi's they're just called 511 Tech. And
511 Tech.
Wow.
Yeah,
this is
the
some
third-
good stuff for the guys.
yeah, I don't know if they make them for women or not, but yeah, they're really. There's two different kinds though. and
Oh,
one,
Levi's
one's
makes
called,
a great maxi pad.
There's one that's like supposed to be for all weather, all seasons tech. They call it. Those ones are a little too thick, but there's one that's supposed to be cooling. And big fan. 511 Tech Levi's.
Is this
for
like
hot days.
TECH?
Yep.
I feel like the word tech, I'm going to need to look up what it actually means because there's a vet tech, there's like a X-ray technician. X-ray technician makes sense. It must be vet technician. I guess that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I
But
think
now
so.
there's these pants that are tech. What the hell?
Technology.
I guess. I mean, do they have like Bluetooth?
Maybe I haven't explored all the features yet.
Are they smart pants? You guys, this was delightful. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being game to do Zoom, even though it is not the same. But I felt like this was a delightful, fun show. And you guys, please don't be strangers. Come back in person when I'm not Jeremy. Jackie, where might we find you?
Well, you can find me in Portland on August 29th at the Siren Theater. Please come see me if you live in Portland. I would love to meet some Allison Rosen listeners.
And tell your Portland friends.
Tell everyone you know in Portland, even if they don't need a second husband, the material will still hit. So please come see my show, How to Get a Second
it's a great
Husband.
show.
There you go. There's a Tony endorsement. And
I endorse
Jackie
it too.
Michelle Johnson on Instagram. I don't post a ton, I'm going to be honest. And if you want to hear me talking shit, you go to my Patreon. Patreon.com/Jackie Johnson. That's where I basically podcast these days behind the paywall, sweetie.
Yeah, we should do. I know you did. We should do like a Patreon
We have to,
crossover.
yes.
Let's
That's
do
a
it.
Good, that's a good thing.
Lizzy, have you been one of my Patreon guests?
I haven't. I would love to be. I'll do
We
a
gotta
reading
do that.
for you.
Oh, yes. Let's do that.
Yeah, I should
Okay,
do both
great.
of your tarot.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Which, by the way, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do your tell us.
Okay, if you want a reading from me, I'm still doing readings over Zoom. I did 2 this morning. TarotRx.com. It's an extremely homespun website that I designed. Very primitive, but there is a page to book a reading. And then also, again, come see me Saturday night at the Elysian Theater at 10 p.m. I know it's late, but I'm going to make you laugh so hard that you're going to be like, no, I'm ready for bed. The energy has been sucked out of my body. And yes, you can go to the Elysian Theater website or into my Instagram bio.
Oh my
for
God,
tickets.
Lizzy, you need to charge more.
Really?
You need to up your price. Oh yeah, you need to up your
for
prices.
tarot?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I've been
underselling
told
yourself.
that. I've
This
been
is a
told that.
bargain. This is a bargain.
I know.
And
It's $50 for 30 minutes, and I do very thorough. I've gotten better and better too over time. I feel like I can look at it now and see a whole snapshot from a spread. it's
It's really cool.
yeah, my brain it's
What a
now
great
the
gift
synapses
to
are
buy
firing.
yourself or a friend or something. I mean,
And many Allison Rosen fans have gotten readings from you, and they
Yes.
always get in touch with me, and they're like, "It was so great." So
It's so
you
nice.
go.
Yeah, I hope to see you guys.
yeah,
over
go to the
Zoom.
Elysian
So
Theater,
fun.
everyone. Go see Lizzy. If you
great
take a picture,
theater,
I'll
great,
repost.
great beverage selection.
Yeah,
Beautiful. It's
so
Yes.
fun.
emotional.
Stunning lobby.
Very, very fun.
Yeah, and then afterward, I will be forging Allison's autograph.
Wonderful. Tony, what about you?
You can hear the first of the new Motion City soundtrack songs already now, called Stop Talking. It's out on anywhere you stream music now. First new song in almost a decade. Well, over a decade for one with me. So that's out now. You can listen to that. And then the other band I play in, Don't Stop or We'll Die, is playing at Permanent Records here in Los Angeles on September 18th.
Wonderful. Everyone, and you know where to go for me, Allison'sLinks.com. Thank you so much for being on the show. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show?